Good evening, everybody. This is the June 26th meeting for the Public Safety and General Government Committee. In attendance so far, we have Ms. Nicole Eady, or Councilperson Nicole Eady, Councilperson Josh Goldstein. We also have Deputy Chief Michelle DeLuca on, and we can we won't. We're waiting on a few other council members, so we won't do the minutes right now till we have a quorum. But we can start with the new business with the fire department and get that going. So we have the new business, authorize the mayor, Harry W. Rilling, to execute a contract
Hey,
with.
Jalen, you might want to do public participation if there's anyone from the public.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Thanks for that.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
I'll open up.
we have no one on.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
I didn't see it, but good call, Josh. Thank you.
Sorry.
So yeah, we can move on to it'd be item new business, item A, authorize the mayor, Harry W. Rilling, to execute a contract with MES for a total not to exceed $247,690 for the purchase of the new self-contained breathing apparatus, SCBA, face pieces and regulators. Account numbers noted. And we could do B, authorized Mayor Harry W. Rilling to execute a contract with MES for a total not to exceed $622,650 for the purchase of the new self-contained breathing apparatus, SCBA harnesses, accounts number noted. And I'll turn that over to you, Deputy Chief McCabe.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone. So just to review quickly, firefighters SCBA is comprised of four main components. You have the air bottle, which holds compressed air. You have the harness, and then the regulator and the face piece. So this money, the $247,690, is to replace our regulators and our face pieces, so that the department comes into compliance with the 2024 NFPA regulations. And I'd be happy to answer any other questions that you might have.
Have any questions? Think maybe Josh?
Nicole has her
Oh,
hand up.
Ms. Edie? Sorry.
Oh, yes, no, thank you. I just wanted to know how many harnesses? Is it the same amount for both or?
Correct. Yeah, well, it's the harnesses, which I think is the next item. It's the same number of harnesses as it is for regulators and face pieces. So we'll have new components for each of those SCBA to get them on the line and to come into compliance.
And I know it's in our backup, but just for like the public and clarity, this, I know the regulations changed. Can you give us just some more backup on that and why we can't like retrofit anything?
Yeah, so the NFPA will not allow, new components to be retrofitted with older components. So the SCBA that we currently have are still within regulations. The firefighters are safe as far as the equipment that they're using. But we're not able to say buy new face pieces and retrofit those with older packs. So we need to buy all of the components in order to get the SCBA that are on the line in compliance with the new regulations. So we bought, as you see in your notes, we purchased the air bottles last year through ARPA funds. We've got those in storage right now. And once we get the face pieces, the regulators, and the harnesses, then we'll put all those components together and we'll get them out on the line. But yeah, the industry regulations do not allow you to retrofit newer equipment with older pieces.
All right.
The air is in storage. Is there any risk of dilution or any issues with the effectiveness of the canisters? If they've been sitting in storage for a year?
No, the bottles themselves, they're not full of air, they're compressed air at this time. They're still in their boxes.
Okay.
We are fortunate to be able to buy those and store them with the ARPA funds that we had from last year. So, they're safe. They're still sealed. So we're not losing any time on those, if you will, as far as them being in storage already and being in our possession.
Great.
Thank you. Have any other questions since we're at that part? Okay, if not, I will take someone, if someone can move item A and B. Thank you, Josh. And then we had our discussion, and then just for the record, at 7:06, we had Councilperson James Freya join.
I'm sorry, one other question about with these purchases
Mhm.
in the items tonight, will that complete this whole project, or is this like another step?
No, you're correct, Josh. So this, with the motions that we have tonight, that will complete the project. So we'll be able to purchase the face pieces, the regulators, and then also the harnesses, and that will complete
That's
the
everything.
components that we need to get back into compliance.
Great.
Thanks. If there's no other questions, I'll take vote. All in favor? And that's unanimous. Thank you. Thank you for everything you guys are doing, and keep up the good work and keeping us safe. We appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
All right. So now that we have,
Could I just ask one question?
yes,
Chief, I understand the boat is out again. We haven't gotten our new boat yet?
Yes, so Jim, that should be in. Last I heard this morning, the boat has been it's beginning to be shipped, and it may be in as the beginning of next week. We may have it in Norwalk for inspection and to finish the
No.
payment. Yeah.
I'm disappointed. My son was supposed to go for a ride on the boat yesterday and they said it wasn't ready yet.
Oh,
Oh,
the new boat. We do have the current fire boat still in service though. So if he would settle for that, we could be okay.
no, that's not the same thing.
But yeah,
Thank you.
we're excited to get the new boat here in town and to get it in the water and to start training on it.
He was crestfallen.
Jim is ready to start training on it.
Hey, we have a couple boats here at the PD too, so don't forget about that.
True.
Well,
Yeah.
well, actually, the PD did show up on Monday and gave him a ride, but it was in it was in the big boat.
Okay,
Ah.
one boat.
He thought that was great, but he was looking all over for the guns. No, I think this is a little thing with Row 8 Yacht Club. And they've done it every year. And these kids go so crazy to go out in a police boat and the fire, not to take anything away from the police, but the fireboat with a water cannon on there,
Sure.
you really can't beat that.
yeah.
Back when I worked on the Marine unit, we used to have the water cannon on the front of boat one.
Yeah.
Right.
Ah.
Yes.
And two, this actually I ran into Officer Owen Lee today.
Yeah.
And just he was at Hometown Deli actually, and he was just speaking to the kids and just the engagement that he had. Just the regular conversations is good to see in uniform. So definitely these types of having the kids on these boats and vessels is just a good thing to see the community interacting with these people.
Agreed.
Thank you for that. Any other questions before we let the chief go? All right, you have a good night.
All right. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you. And then since we have a quorum now, we go back to item 3, the acceptance of the minutes for our meeting of April 24th. I'll take a motion. Have Jim or Mr. Frayer, sorry. And any comments, corrections? If none, all in favor of accepting the minutes as they are? And that passes unanimously. So now this takes us to item 5C, authorize Norwalk Police Department to utilize a non-competitive procurement justification form with the Flock Safety Group for payment of hardware and software support of the ALPRs. This payment is from the first year of the 24-month agreement for services commencing on August 25th, 2025 and ending August 24th, 2027. Do I have a motion to move that? Miss Edie? And then I'll turn it over to you, Deputy Chief Lepore.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. So, the Department of Justice or the Police Department grant funding under the Project Safe Neighborhood Grant, that was last year's May 28th of 2024, and the Common Council meeting was attached to the packet. So that paid for our first year of the Flock. This is Flock ALPRs are safety automatic license plate readers. And it's the hardware and the software. So you have the readers, and then you have all the software that comes with it that we can download. They were installed around the city of Norwalk to include areas that had been identified where crimes, car burglaries, and stolen motor vehicles have occurred. We purchased 6 of them with the grant. And then what we were doing is we were absorbing the other 2 years, which is year 2 and year 3, which is the payment for the first year and the second year. So we had to do a sole source. So that's where the non-competitive procurement justification form came in. And because it was for 2 years, they needed the authorization from you guys. So this is the system was allowed officers to work and coordinate efforts with other interstate and other state and federal agencies. So the flock system is actually countrywide. But we have it, other departments around the town, around the city have New Canaan, Darien, Danbury, Fairfield, they're all incorporating the flock system. So it is a sole source there. So we are requesting that police department utilize the non-competitive procurement justification form with Flock Safety Group for payment of hardware and software support of the ALPRs. The payment is for the first year of a 24-month agreement commencing August 25th, 2025, and ending after the 24 months would be August 24th of 2027. And the purchasing department has already approved the payment of it. We've already been budgeted for it, and we've already secured funding in this fiscal year.
Right, thank you. Any other questions? Any questions or comments? Mr. Frere?
Yeah, can we use that is that fixed in place in certain locations or can we move it around?
Those are fixed cameras. They are actually on telephone poles. Yes.
Okay. So do they have other products that you could move around and
Yes.
be a little bit more mobile with them? Or
Yes.
is it difficult to replace them or move them from telephone pole to telephone pole or?
Well, so they're powered, so they have a solar panel and everything.
Right.
So everything is a self-contained unit. But we have license plate readers on all our cars. All the dashboard cameras
Yeah.
on all our marked patrol units are also license plate readers, so they do get around town. These are
Yeah.
like fixed areas where we have, for an example, and we're having a lot of stolen motor vehicles, and they were getting on the Merritt Parkway. So if we
Yeah.
don't have a car in the area at 2 a.m. or if an officer is not driving around in that area, we have some fixed units around the city in predisposition places that will be able to pick up some of these cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I was thinking more along the lines of if we have constant rolling through stop signs,
Mhm.
can we can we mount it someplace that catches those guys that are rolling through there periodically? Or do you
I
have
mean-
to know what the license number is? And
Well, so that's what the flock camera would pick up the license plate number, but they're not recorded. It's recorded, but it's not a live view. Like they'll take the picture of it. It's a still shot. So they'll
okay, so
know
I
that.
mean, we could go back and run them down at some other
Yes.
point,
Yes.
and don't mean to run them down, but check them out at some other
Right.
point.
But so these are the company has to come out and install them.
Okay.
So they are hard installation. I do not know if they have any mobile ones. I know they do on some like poles if you have to put them up on poles and like, you can get them, but then you have to buy the trailer and you have to do everything that goes with that.
Okay.
I would imagine also, and tell me if I'm wrong, Deputy before, but by accepting the grant and accepting this kind of camera, it can only be used for a certain type of purpose, right?
Well, we can use it for all types of investigations.
Okay.
It can be anything from a missing person where you have a silver or an amber alert and you have a car. And you can search, and that's part of the software. You can put in a description of the car and see if there's been any hits on it, whether they went through and they hit something in Darien or like Fairfield has like 40 cameras, so we can search.
How many do we have, by the way?
We have 11. So
And
this
Fairfield
city,
is 40? Wow.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think Darien only has like 5 or 6. I'm not sure how many, if they've increased their number yet or not. But yeah,
There's no crime with Darien.
Also, we're 4 times the size of them.
well, they have Connecticut Ave. Everybody cuts through Norwalk, Stanford,
Yeah.
Darien.
It's true.
So
That's true.
yes, yes.
So
So yes. Yeah.
to the point, I know this was a concern about like the traffic cameras with the privacy and then especially with everything going on nationally.
Mm.
What will be recorded with the license plates and then how would that information be stored? And is there a period where that'll be wiped out? Just so that like say it can't be used for like immigration or something like that.
So there is no information that is stored with these license plates. They are not part of the whole DMV system. They are not part of any type of national crime database. There's none of that that's associated with it. All they basically do is a color, make, and model. You can put in a car description or something like that, a partial plate, so that's their search engines. Other than that, it is not connected to any type of database. They don't have the rights for that.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments?
Nope.
So if none, all in favor of passing this? That passes unanimously. Thank you. And it could take us to D. One, authorize Mayor Harry W. Rilling to execute any and all documents and agreements necessary to accept grant funding under the Department of Transportation 2025 Speed and Aggressive Drive Grant, project number 0205-0706-AR. And item two of D, authorize Chief of Police James Walsh to execute any and all documents and agreements as may be necessary to implement the Department of Transportation 2025 Speed and Aggressive Driving Grant, project number noted. I'm gonna turn it back over to you, Chief.
Thank you. So the Connecticut Department of
I'm
Transportation
sorry, we
has
need somebody to
approved.
move it.
Oh, yes, thank you. Can we have somebody move that? Josh, thank you. Thanks for that reminder.
Thank you. So the police department on a yearly basis applies for Connecticut Department of Transportation grant that is entitled the 2025 Speed and Aggressive Driving. We received award for the grant in the amount of $69,942, which is a very substantial grant for us. And that is based on the amount of numbers and the crash data that they get at UConn from all our reporting that we do to them. The repository does aggressive driving related crashes in Norwalk and has remained consistently high in the past years. We had 1,221 in 2021, but still at 968 in 2023. All the data for 2024 is not calculated yet. Accidents attribute to aggressive driving and has also resulted in an increase in injuries. The UConn Crash Data Repository indicates that Norwalk would benefit from additional police presence and enforcement on our roadways. The additional enforcement actions will help in the deterrence of speed-related crashes and encourage safe and responsible motor vehicle operation. The most problematic areas in Norwalk are the main thoroughfares, which serve as the municipal arteries of the city. Additional primary roads used to access these thoroughfares will also be target areas. Officers will focus on enforcing move-in violations. They will issue verbal warnings, written warnings, infraction tickets, and make arrests when appropriate. The grant parameters are set to increase patrols on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Mondays when data shows an increase in speed and aggressive driving problems. The time of day for enforcement is also set by the grant during peak traffic hours. This grant is only for July 1st through September 5th. So we have virtually 60 days to use up $70,000 in additional patrols. Yes. So
And how many patrols does that generally work out to?
I do not have that number. I thought.
I figured it was a lark if you didn't, but I just figured if you're.
Wait a minute. I do have it. 1 second. I thought I had it written down here somewhere. Because it's so many. So what they do is they set parameters. We can only have like 2 8-hour shifts on at a time or per day. So you're talking about like 2 officers per day for 4 days each week.
And when it says in the backup where it says the most problematic areas in Newark are the main thoroughfares,
Yep.
which serve as the municipal arteries, I'm thinking about the state roads.
Yes, so we're talking about Westport Avenue, Main Avenue, Connecticut Avenue, and then you have the side thoroughfares, which are like the Strawberry Hill, the West Rocks
Yeah.
Road,
Okay.
like the New Canaan Avenues that connect everything. So
So
yes,
the
even Beach
most
Road is in
traveled
there.
roads.
Yep.
Yes, yes,
You know, it's interesting, and not that this is really a question for this thing, but I do think as we just authorized automatic traffic cameras. And I do think it will be interesting to see if there's some sort of I don't know if you've thought about eventually working with TMP to put together a real strategy to combine the powers of police enforcement, but also the presence and the strategic placement of automatic traffic cameras to like really clamp down on people speeding unnecessarily, because it is one of the biggest complaints that we get as elected officials is about speeding and
yes,
safety.
yes,
That's not a knock on anybody. It's just that there are a lot of people who drive
Yeah.
over the speed limit.
yeah.
Yes.
And our traffic unit is out there.
Oh,
I-
yeah.
like, every day, and they are. I have the stats for them for you guys for afterwards, and they have a lot of violations that are going on, and
Absolutely.
they're
They do a
busy.
phenomenal job. It's just that
Yeah.
there's a lot of drivers
Mhm.
and there's a
Yes.
lot of roads where people really drive at excess speed. And
Right.
so I do, and you can't have, you know, an officer can't possibly be out there at exactly the right place, exactly the right time to catch it all. But that's where I think the automatic traffic cameras can serve as a real deterrent, and a useful vehicle,
Yes,
because they can be.
yes.
And I think too, to another point, just like with the Flock Safety Group, is that those safety cameras are going to be there 24/7. And I think sometimes on these main thorough roads like Connecticut Ave, especially when there's not a lot of people on the roads are wide open and people are speeding down these roads, and these cameras are going to be there to make sure we protect them. And a lot of times it's not a lot of patrol on those roads at that time because they're patrolling on the busy times when people are all out. So I
Right.
think it's going to be a good tool for the police department to have these cameras and maybe loosen up some of the burden. Any other questions or comments?
Nope.
There's none. All in favor? And that passes unanimously. So thank you guys. I think there's only one more motion.
Jillian, quick question, it's Michelle.
Hi.
For the 2 fire department items, it was one for the face pieces, one for the harnesses. I just want to make sure, I think those got moved together. I just want to confirm that so I
Yes.
can make sure it goes to common council correctly.
Yes, those are moved together.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I apologize for being late tonight, so I'll move to adjourn.
No problem. Have the motion to adjourn. All in favor? Good night, guys.
Thank you,
Good night.
everyone.
Thank you,
Good night.
everybody.
Thank you, everyone.